want to talk a little bit about Stronghold.
Mhm.
But this is a kind of, and Donnie, I'll let you kind of elaborate more, but this is another pillar of what Donnie does. And basically they provide a transition program for transitioning special operations veterans. And I was able to participate in one of the Strongholds. It was out on a ranch in Utah, Mike Saparis' ranch, which is really epic. Mike is an absolute patriot who's kind of made it available for Donnie and his team and other veterans to go up there. But it was really cool because, Donnie, what you did is, I know you incorporate some of your NFL teammates and maybe even NFL guys you don't know, and it's basically an opportunity. We get off the grid for a few days and share some of the experiences of transitioning out of a community and into civilian life where it's very different, and there's of course a major adjustment, some more than others. But with the NFL guys, which was really interesting, you realize there's a lot of similarities in that transition. For you guys, it's probably a little bit more dramatic because you guys go from being kind of the man and you're seen and you're recognized at restaurants in town and this and that. And you're obviously, nationally televised games every Sunday and yada, yada. And all of a sudden your career ends. And particularly depending on how known you were, especially some of the big offensive linemen, like no one's probably recognizing them much, right? Maybe the pretty boy quarterbacks, they're still getting that, for a good part of their life. But, then your career ends and you're not the man anymore. And you have to figure out what is your new purpose. You've lost community now because it was all your teammates. And we've talked about this. It's about the importance of finding purpose and community, because for many of us, and you guys as well, you lose both of those very, almost immediately. And if you haven't been building up other components of your life to be balanced, which, particularly with an NFL athlete, you probably shouldn't be too balanced, you know what I mean? In your career, like at least, you know what I mean? To some degree, because, hey, that's a huge opportunity you need to lean into in those limited years you have. But it was just really cool to share some of those experiences with those guys, and realize there was a lot of similarities. So walk us through what inspired the creation of Stronghold. And I know you're beefing up the program. I think you're doing 4 this year, and you just did one. You can explain that, what you just did with the, getting out off the grid for a couple days and getting in some ATVs and ripping through the desert. But what inspired Stronghold, and tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you how it started, actually, because right when I retired from the NFL, I got asked to be part of the brand new transition program for the NFL. And this is right after my good buddy, Junior Seau, took his life. And it's a big wake-up call to all of us in the community about the struggles of life after the uniform, right? And so for 10 years, I've been working for the NFL transition program and helping guys, with the with program services and benefits that are going to help them be successful in life after uniform. And here in San Diego, talking to my good buddy Alex Buggy, who's a Navy SEAL, he was saying, with the SEALs, you guys didn't have a program like that. I said, well, this is really good. It's been helping a lot of guys. I said, that's interesting. You guys don't have it. I said, well, let's create it. Let's make it happen. And this has been 6 years in the planning and the making, trying to curtail it and find out what it is and, and how we're going to go about it. And 4 years ago, we did our first program and, up in Utah. And Utah has been such a special place because it is one of the most beautiful places you can go to. And it just kind of sets the tone to get away, to unplug, to detach, and be part of your new team, your community now, and talk about the things that are very challenging, as we move forward, purpose, identity, what's your why. I mean, there's so many things, and especially for soft guys and NFL guys. I mean, it's very similar, but yet very different. But I think a lot of the similarities are close. I mean, especially with with the TBI that we've had and the injuries and medication and the sense of a tribe, and all those things are very challenging. And to come together and to have some professionals to help us, give us some tools that we could lean on as we move forward, I think it's just been very positive, and it's been great value what we've done. We're going on our 5th year now doing it, and we're going to be expanding the program. We're going to be doing 5 programs this year. I just got back on a few days ago from our Strongland Overland when we cruising around, stopping off in Toyota, Land Cruisers, and getting some of that windshield time. It's just really healing and, really helpful for all of us, just to unplug. And we finished it out with raising the tallest flag in North America at 10,000 feet, and the flagpole being 165 feet, and a massive flag. It took like all 10 of us, holding on to this flag to get it up there. And just like, as I said before, you look at that flag and it means something. It means something to us. And I wish everybody in America will feel the same way we do. And we put that flag up there. I mean, we got emotional. It was just, really powerful. And, this was all about. It's about giving back and, making a difference and making sure that we can be the leaders that we were, when we were in our profession after the uniform.
Yeah, that's so cool. And I think, I thought about this a lot for a major chapter in a life, like, an NFL career or a career in the special operations community, or really any career. It's like, I think there's the tendency for a lot of people to almost see it as like, all right, well, I peaked and like it was a good run. And now the rest is just downhill. And you know what I mean? That was the peak of my existence. And I think we need to reframe how we look at those previous chapters and be see it as a great, exciting chapter that we're proud of, but almost with the now ambition of, okay, what do I do to write this next chapter to make it just as badass as the previous? Now it's not going to be as exciting, like, playing on Sundays or jumping out of planes and that kind of thing, but there's a way to redefine what this next chapter is. And I think too many guys, it seems like they don't realize that, okay, that time came and went. It was great, but we don't need to kind of romanticize what it was, close it and move on. And let's write this next one, just as exciting as a way. But I think it's easier said than done. And I think what you guys do is connecting guys that are going through a shared experience. And it's so cool to provide that community that maybe are now lacking, as well as arming them with the resources to kind of deal with some of that stuff, right? You guys had the NFL people calling in and giving, it's mental health stuff and everything that goes into kind of making that an easier experience and arming them with the tools to deal with that. So such a cool cause, Donnie. You're a man of many talents. I don't know how you sleep, dude, with the schedule you're running.
Don't talk about it, be about it, Bear. You know how we roll. The same way you started Born Primitive. You put your head down, you go at it, and you put the right people on your team, and you make things happen. And we're doing some good stuff. And trust me, if we weren't doing the right thing, I wouldn't do it. I'll tell you, I'll just be playing golf every day. I don't have to do this. But it's so meaningful, and I know that we're doing some good work, and I know it's making a difference, and we're going to continue to do that to affect more of our soft community, and our veterans for sure. It's needed. It's definitely needed right now. And I think a lot of us, those listening right now, if you have a question about it, I think it's important just to, take a leap of faith and try it and see, because that's the hard part, is just showing up, right? Getting there, right? Because we can always make excuses about whatever we have in life. But, once you make that choice to get out there, it's it's life-changing. I tell you that it's life-changing. And, having the tools and having the community around you to support you through this process is important. And, we certainly have that, that network and that community to help people, to help them, whatever they want to do, we'll make it happen.